Birthday Bash. "Happy birthday to you," Liza's friends sang. "Happy birthday to you." She winced. How had she never realized how hideously tone-deaf her friends were? "Happy birthday, dear Liza." Oh, Lord, she thought, make it stop. "Happy birthday to you." Finally, they finished singing, although screeching might have been the proper term, and clapped for the supposed happy day. Liza was already worn out and feeling grossly bloated on stale bundt cake, not to mention the fact that she'd fake smiled so much today, her cheeks hurt. The day had reached that point where Liza began wondering why people even held birthday celebrations at all. Since the cake had been eaten, the movies watched, the songs sung, and the house torn apart past recognition, there was only one thing left to do: open gifts. Liza's father called everyone into the fireplace room with his big bellowing yell, and all 10 kids scrambled to meet his command. As they did, Liza silently prayed that this would be over soon. She was exhausted, and besides that, it was a school night. She rushed through the first 9 gifts with quick thanks and hugs. "You'll be surprised how fun this game is," a girl named Melissa said about hers for about the 15th time, and again Liza reassured her that she loved it, though not without irritation crawling into her voice. Finally, they were on the last person, the last present. Unfortunately, the person in question was a girl named Amber, who Liza didn't like one bit, but invited anyway to keep things interesting. Amber was tall and lean and knew it. She was mean too, but the kind of mean that didn't exactly recognize itself. Still, Liza would have done anything at this point to get the evening over with, so she rolled back her shoulders and prepared. "Amber, I think you're the last one," Liza said sweetly. Amber took a huge breath, as she was prone to do because of how much she talked, and said, "Oh, am I? Well, here, Liza dear, I bought you this, cheap, but not too cheap, ha-ha. Nothing but the best for my Liza." The poor birthday girl tried not to cringe as she reached out for the hastily wrapped box, but Amber wasn't done. "Anyway, I know how you are, dear, we all do." She looked around for effect, and a few kids nodded, unconvinced. Liza tried again for the gift, but to no avail. Amber kept talking and moving her hands. "You're so insecure. It's no secret. It's actually very obvious, dear, and no wonder with that complexion of yours. Ha ha. I'm just kidding." Liza blanched and tried to remain calm. "So naturally, oh gosh, I had to. You know how I love helping people, and, well, I bought you this." And without so much as a glance at Liza, Amber seized the box in her hands and tore off the paper herself. Of course, this girl was not the self-aware type by any means, so she didn't notice the looks of surprise and abject horror that arose on everyone's faces, including Liza's. The gift lay limp in Amber's hands until she smiled innocently and handed it to Liza, who gingerly accepted. It was a makeup kit, and a hideous one at that. The foundation was the color of Amber's skin, not Liza's, and the mascara was a cheap off-brand of Better Than Sex called Better Than a Kiss. The small blue eyeshadow palette contained hideous neon colors that Jeffree Star couldn't even pull off, and there was even eyeliner included, but it was green. The whole thing was obviously an attempt to sell bad quality products for an expensive price because of how many items were included. Wow, Liza thought, both abhorred and confused. They couldn't even bother to find the same brands? Then she remembered where she was and that the makeup was a gift. And since the recipient wasn't like the giver of the gift, she pushed past the anger and smiled. "Thanks, Amber, this was really sweet of—" And there was that breath again. "Oh, don't even mention it. It was the least I could do for a girl like you. And I know it's a little jumbled, but I think it's great. The foundation will do wonders for your acne, and the eyeliner will really perk up those drooping lids. I wonder all the time how it always looks like you're sleeping. Well, not to worry. This will do the trick for sure." The girl stopped and looked at Liza. It sounded almost like a threat when she added, "I just hope you know how to use it." Frustrated, Liza promised she did and told her friends she needed to study for a test she didn't have. "This has been great, you guys. Thanks for everything. I'll see you all at school tomorrow." She rubbed her temples as her father ushered everyone out the door. "How about that, hun?" he called from the foyer. "Your friends seem nice." Liza raised her eyebrows but didn't argue. "You don't happen to want some makeup, do you, Dad?" The old man laughed. "Me? I'm already perfect." Then he seemed to realize what Liza was insinuating. "Wait, Liza, you can't give that kid away. I know you aren't a fan of wearing makeup and doing what all the other girls do." She cringed. "But it was a gift. You can't give it up." "But Dad, Amber's not even my friend." "Liza, come on." Liza's dad didn't like being argued with. A stern look clouded his features as he said, "Actually, you would do well to show your appreciation for the present your friend gave you. I want you to wear the makeup to school tomorrow. No buts." She knew there was no fighting with her dad when he got like this, but that didn't stop Liza from hating everything about what he'd said. She couldn't believe it. She didn't even know how to apply most of this stuff, let alone how to make it look good. But she had no choice. The next morning, there was a loud commotion coming from the cafeteria, and students streaming the hallways. Liza rushed into the cross-hall bathroom to escape it, only to find a clump of girls changing their clothes, brushing their hair, and practicing their smiles in the mirrors. Liza caught a glimpse of her own reflection and grimaced. She looked like a 5-year-old who'd been let loose in Sephora. Amber had been wrong. Splotchy orange foundation, blue and purple eyeshadow up to her brows, and fat green eyeliner did not make her look good. At all, especially not with her red hoodie and jeans. She clashed horribly. Gradually, the colors on Liza's face began to blur together into an ugly brown. At least it's not that color. She thought of the makeup and came back to the present. More people were freaking out and double-checking their appearances. She began to worry because something was off. When another upperclassman asked to a friend how she looked, Liza couldn't take it anymore. To no one in particular, trying to hide her face, she asked, "What's going on?" A junior who looked like she belonged on the cover of Vogue answered her. After snorting at Liza's face and trying to hide her amusement, the girl laughed. "Didn't you know?" Uh-oh. It's picture day! Thanks for watching.